We live out here. We live out here. Mm, mm, mm. Y'all let me know. Put a one in the chat once you come through. Put a one in the chat once you come through. We live here. Crazy, crazy. Darius, thank you for coming through. Put a one in the chat once you come through if y'all can hear me. Y'all see what it says. Y'all see what it says. Thank you. Happy early Father's Day. Thank you, DeMarcus Vaughn. Hey, Kalolo. Missing you too, Kalolo. Missing you too, baby girl. So, we got to talk about this. We have to talk about Kanye West showing up in court. Kanye West showed up in court. Um, Diddy had a couple of more people flip on him today. A couple more people decided to testify against Diddy. And Kanye West comes, stands 10 toes down. I give him credit for that. Standing 10 toes down. He's saying, I don't care what y'all talking about. I'm supporting Puff. You saw him come, give Puff's sons a hug. He gave Puff's sons a pound. Make sure y'all hit the like button as y'all come through. The Cash App is $ Heaven Hollywood for anybody wants to support. And of course, you know we got the Super Chat. And Kanye West, I'll say this about him, and I'll give him a lot of credit. He doesn't care what nobody's talking about. He don't care about all the criticism. And the funny thing is, exactly, Darius. The funny thing is, all of Diddy's so-called friends, none of them are around now that Puff needs them the most. And I was talking to somebody, and they were like, yeah, well, you can't expect him to be around him now because of what's going on. There's a way that you can stay out of that and still not let the brother know that you turned your back on him. Like, I fuck with Jay-Z. But Jay-Z, you could have handled that a better way. You didn't have to have your lawyer say, oh, we've never been friends. Bottom line is, you simply say, yeah, I came up in the game with Puff. So, of course, I've been knowing him 30 years. But there's certain things, we draw boundaries. Our relationship, we know each other, and we've known each other a long time. But our relationship had boundaries. There's certain places, there's certain business that he don't get in when it comes to me, and there's certain business that I don't get in when it comes to him. And that's where it stops. But of course, I wish him the best. That's all. What's wrong with that? Hit the like button coming through. What's wrong with that? All you got to do is say, yeah, I'm praying for Puff. Anything I could do to help him out, I'll do. But as far as the lawsuits, whatever, we weren't in each other's business like that. No matter how long we've been knowing each other. We've never been on a vacation together. We didn't do private stuff like that. He had his hanging out. I had mine. That's all. He ain't got to say, they were never friends, or we just came up in the industry together and just happen to hang out whenever we see each other. Nah, you shouldn't have had your lawyer say that, because you know Puff, you've been friends longer to him than he deserved better than that. You could still not be around. You could still say, listen, don't try to say that I'm in the lawsuit and this, that, and the third, because I'm not. French Montana, as much as he helped your ass, much as he helped French Montana, where Frenchie at? Where French at? He made you a millionaire, chump. And now you acting like you don't even know who he is. Can at least check on him and say, yeah, how you doing, man? Like, is there anything I could do for your kids? Why you in here? I can't do anything to help you in here, but is there anything that I could do to help your kids? Do your mama need to get taken to the grocery store? Anything. Anything. You just gonna abandon the man and act like he didn't help you? French Montana, you the only one that's on Bad Boy that got any money still. You the only one on Bad Boy that got any money still. And you not gonna look out for Puff? They ask you questions, you just gonna act like the man don't exist? Boy, I'm telling you, man, you know who your friends are. You know when your friends are. Two ways. Right, Day One Love says self-preservation. I get that. But you can still, for instance, my cousin, right? My cousin, God bless the dead, he was in the streets, right? He knew 50 Cent. He grew up with 50 Cent. Him and 50 used to take turns robbing each other. So 50 Cent knew my cousin. Bloody Light, rest in peace. Now, he caught a body, right? He caught a body in North Carolina. Now, one time we hanging out over at his house for Thanksgiving, and 5-0 rolls up on us, right? And they asking us all these questions, this, that, and the third. Yeah, there's rumors that he caught a body. Do you be rolling with him when this happens? You know what I mean? They was asking me, they came all the way to Long Island and asked me, did I know? And I said, I wasn't like, nah, I don't know that nigga. Like, that's my cousin. I'm like, yeah, I know him. That's my cousin. How close you to him? I'm pretty close, but not that close. You see what I'm saying? I just say to myself, I said, anything he got going on, I don't know nothing about. You can check out my record. I don't know nothing about. You know what I mean? But I wasn't like, oh, who's he? Nah, I had never seen him before in my life. Oh, we're not really cousins like that. So you can still self-preserve yourself without getting involved. You can self-preserve yourself without saying, nah, we were never really friends. Hit the like button coming through the door. What Jay-Z did, I didn't like. Now, I don't expect Jay-Z to be doing like what Kanye doing. But if I'm Jay-Z and if I'm Diddy and I hear what Jay-Z allowed his lawyers to say, I'll be like, yo, that's pretty messed up. Yo, you were really, hit the like button, please. I'd be like, yo, you a really shitty person. We've been knowing each other for 30 years, and you gonna say we weren't really friends? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought we were friends. I'm not saying we besties. I didn't come to your wedding. I wasn't invited to your wedding. So by you not inviting me to your wedding, that lets me know we not besties. I know I'm not Tata, but I at least thought we were friends. See, I got close friends, right? I got close friends. I got good friends. Then I just got acquaintances, right? And then there's just people there's four types of relationships. It's people you know, but you don't really have a relationship with them. They're not even an acquaintance. So it's like, oh, yo, you remember Mark Debris from high school? Yeah, I remember him. Yo, that nigga passed away. Oh, word? Damn. Like, you not gonna go to a funeral, or you're not gonna send flowers to a funeral because you didn't know him like that. You just knew who he was. So that's one type of person. Like, you know of them. You remember Mark from high school? Yeah, I remember Mark. Damn, that nigga died. Oh, man. Right? Then you got acquaintances. Like people I know on here. They're my acquaintances. I haven't met a lot of them, so I can't call them my friends because I haven't met them. But they are my acquaintances. People that I talk to. People I have conversations with. Private conversations. They're an acquaintance of mine. We've never met. I wouldn't expect them to call me their friend. And I don't call them my friend because we never met. But I know them from online. They support me. And they're acquaintance of mine. Right? So that's another type of person. Then you got your good friends. Or no, it's actually 5. You got your friends. Somebody that maybe you may have did a favor for in the past, or two. Or if you are down and out, you may not even speak to them that much. But if you down and out and your tire break down on the road and they see you, they gonna stop and help you. Like, oh snap, yo, what up? Yo, what's going on here? Yo, I got a flat, bro. Like, can you give me a ride? Yeah, hell yeah. That's a friend, right? Then you got your good friends. People that you talk to a lot, talk to often. If they passed away, you would definitely attempt to get to their funeral. If not, you would send flowers to their funeral. Y'all hang out a lot. Right? That's a good friend of mine. And then you got your aces. Your besties. As girls say besties. Your aces. And you only gonna have a couple of them. Right? They was at your wedding. One of them was your best man. One of them is the godfather of one of your kids. If he gets sick, no matter where you at, you're going to go and check on him. If he get in trouble, you're going to go and check on him. If he call up and say he need money, you got it. You're going to give it to him. If he got kicked out of his place and you got room in your spot, you're going to bring them to your spot. That's your aces. I only got 2 or 3 of them. There's only 3 dudes. I'm not even going to count my brother. There's only 3 dudes I would do that for. My nigga Terrence. My nigga Deuce. And my nigga Sam. Because they're childhood friends. Those are my friends from childhood. And it's still friends to this day. Those are your aces. Those are the ones, your day ones. So you mean to tell me you've been knowing Puff 30 years and he's just an acquaintance? Like, come on, you didn't have to do him like that, Jay. I understand you trying to stay out of it. And you still could have stayed out of it by just simply saying, look, you see us in a bunch of pictures, but you see a lot of people in a bunch of pictures with Puff. How come you don't go and ask them? Are they their besties? How come you're not asking Will Smith? Is he his bestie? Why I gotta be his bestie? Because y'all want me to be in a bad position? Listen, me and Puff came in the game together. We've been knowing each other 35 years. So, of course, yeah, we know each other and we're friends. But there's certain boundaries that we've never crossed with each other because we're not close enough. We're good friends, but there's a lot of stuff that he did I don't know about, and there's stuff that I did he don't know about. He's not privy to know. So in that case, I got nothing to do with his lawsuits. I don't know anything about them. I don't know what's true, what ain't true. All I know is that's my man, and I wish him the best. That's all he had to say. Why couldn't he say that? People are going to put him in it anyway. He came out and said, oh, he's not a friend of mine. Then he had Joe Tapioca Pudding say, oh, Jay and Diddy? No, they're not friends. Nah. Bro, you go into his house, you call him your brother. You go into his house. You going all through his house. You know his daughters. Come on, bro. And like I said, I get it. I get it. You want to separate yourself. But what happens if Puff beats the case? What happens if he beats the case? Now, he done heard you say, I don't know him like that. So now Diddy know that you ain't really his friend like that. I hope you never need him for nothing. I hope you never need him for nothing. No, the thing is, look at Dame Dash. Look at Dame now. Dame Dash I can see because they ended up having a beef. But now Dame Dash done lost everything. Now I know that you and Dame had your differences. But Dame Dash is at least a part of the reason of why you became successful. I'm not saying he made Hove. I'm not saying, oh, Dame Dash was the brains behind it. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is he was a part of why you became successful. You couldn't throw that man $5 million, Jay. I don't want to get in nobody's pockets because that's not, it's not my thing to get in nobody's pockets. Jay-Z, you couldn't throw Dame $5 million? Be like, yo, here's $5 million, man, just to let you know I got it. Now, stay out my face. I don't want to touch you. This is just because you helped me get to where I am today. I don't fuck with you, and you won't be getting no more. But just so you get out of debt. That's all. And right, he's a godfather with his kid. Come on, man. If you're the godfather to his kids, you want to see that man with nothing? He's an enemy like that? He's not an enemy like that. Now, Dame did do some talking about Jay over the last few years, so it could also be that. Jay-Z don't miss nothing. So when you sitting up talking about, oh, he sold his soul and stuff like that, Jay is not going to forgive that. So I think if Dame would have laid back and was like, yeah, it is what it is, and this, that, and the other, I think behind closed doors, he may have been able to come to Jay and be like, yo, I never dogged you out like we We went our separate ways. You decided to go your separate ways. I understand it's business, whatever. I never dogged you out. I never did this, never did that. Yo, brother, could you like help me out? I seriously think that Jay may have did it. Even if he came to him and said, "Yo, you know, I got an app that's dropping. I'll pay you back the money once my app takes off." Anything. And Dame messed up his relationships in the music business. That's why whenever he fell, nobody came to got him. Nobody came to get him. And that's why you got to keep relationships, man. That's why you got to keep relationships. I tell people all the time, when it comes to my exes, I try to keep a good relationship with all my exes. Why? Because you just never know when you're going to need one of them bitches. I don't mean to call them bitches, but you know what I mean. You never know when you're going to need one of them. Not to say, oh, for your money or nothing like that, but could be money. It could be money. I make sure I'm not on bad terms with my baby moms. None of them. What's the old saying? Be kind to the people that you meet on the way up, because you're going to meet the same people on your way down. Take Jessica Rich, for instance. Shout out to Jessica Rich. Right now, one of the premier shoe designers. Right now, for all the stars. Me and Jessica haven't really had too much conversation, but she see me online. Whenever I see her doing something, I say, yeah, that's my girl. Yeah, that's my girl. Yo, y'all go follow Jessica Rich. Yo, I remember Jessica Rich reinventing herself. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And she remembers when she was coming up, I helped her. I did photo shoots for her for hardly no money. I did video shoots for her and put her on big platforms. Back then when she really wasn't on a big platform like that. What happened? She ended up, she bombed out on the reality show. Then I was coming. She wanted me to shoot her reality show for her. That didn't work out. She moved to LA. She tried to get into acting. That didn't work out. And then she found her niche in accessories and shoes. She found her niche. She kept reinventing herself until she found her niche in the entertainment business. Right now, she's one of the top premier shoemakers for the celebrities. Jessica Rich. Go check her out. She got 2 stores now. One in LA, one in New York. From online to actual stores. And I always big her up. You know, and we haven't even had many conversations. You know what? She left me a voicemail. Left me a voice message the other day. She left me a voice message. Let me see. Now, mind you, we had not had a conversation in years. Right? But this is what happens when you keep relationships. Hold on.
Heaven, what's going on? Thank you so much. That really means a lot. Seriously, thank you. You've always root me on, and I love your comments. You always remind me of like where I came from, and like you really been fucking with me for 20 years, and I really appreciate always you looking out and just staying true to just being supportive, and I love that. If there's anything I can do to support you, please let me know. Hopefully I'll see you sooner than later, and we'll connect. I live in New York too, but I didn't get a spot there yet, but I should be securing my place in June at the latest, so I'll definitely be seeing you for sure.
You see that? You see that? This woman is right now on fire. On fire. Millionaire, came up in the game and made herself a millionaire. Just bought a new house in New York. Got a spot on the coast in LA. Now, you know what I responded back? I said, you know what? I got this project that I'm working on. And I might need some backing on it because it's an independent project. And if anything, if you don't want to back it, can you take it and whoever your connects are and put it on their desk or put it in their hand? Because once I get it into somebody's hands, she said, send it to me. Of course. You see what I'm saying? That's because of a relationship that I kept good. Right? Now, of course, not everybody is going to be as solid as Jessica. There's going to be some people who are just assholes. There's going to be some people like, oh, yeah, well, that was then, this is now. And they not going to remember what you did for them. They were down and out. Nicole Bitchie did that to me. Nicole Bitchie became one of the biggest bloggers. She was the first blogger really making a six-figure income. At least on the black side. She was the person that really lets you know that you can blog for a living. That was Nicole Bitchie. Nicole Bitchie is the first one that lets you know what? You can really make a career out of this. And this can be your only job. Nicole Bitchie was the first one in the black area, in the black segment that lets you know what? You can be a blogger and you don't have to do nothing else. So I helped start Nicole Bitchie blogging. Because when she was just a girl running around on the red carpet, or on the outside of the red carpet, because she couldn't get on the red carpet, I was already on the red carpet. And I still remember this day like it was yesterday. She pulled up on me. She knew me from some mutual friends. She came to Neo's birthday party. It was Neo, his birthday party at the Tribeca rooftop in New York City. And she said, Heaven, oh snap, how'd you get on the red carpet? I'm like, yo, man, I know people. You know what I mean? Block TV, we doing it big. Woo, woo, woo. She said, oh, can I get Neo interview? Can you, if I give you my recorder, can you please get a Neo interview for me? If I give you a recorder and when you go to interview him, can you hold my recorder there so I can get an interview? Because they won't allow me on the red carpet. I said, sure. I took her recorder she had a little recorder this size. She didn't have NicoleBitchie.com yet. I took it with me on the red carpet. I got Ray J, I got Neo, I got Babyface, I got Rihanna, I got Jay-Z, I got the Simmons twins, not twins, but the Simmons sisters, Beanie Siegel. I got a whole bunch of people that night for her. Gave her the recorded thing tonight. Oh my God, Heaven, thank you so much. She took that recording. This is when she wasn't no longer at Global Grind. She took that recording, put it on her blog that she started for NicoleBitchie.com, threw some pictures behind it, and boom. That blog, that was her first blog, and it went viral. I never got a thank you. I never got no kickback. Matter of fact, later on, once she made NicoleBitchy.com, I tried to reach back out to her. No response. Okay. That's cool. She went on to make $1 million probably off that blog. So sometimes, not like Day One says, energy you put out, you're going to get back. People forget that. But not always. Not always, Day One. Because like I said, I just gave her, I helped her out. I could clearly say it's because of my interviews that she was even able to get and start NicoleBitchy.com. But she's never going to say that. She's never going to say that. But it's cool. I never wished no ill will on her. I never said, oh, I never went publicly and said, oh, Nicole Bitchy is a B.I.T. Never did none of that. I just kept it moving. You know what I mean? There's other bloggers. Black T Blog. I don't mean to call her out. But Black T Blog. When she first started blogging, she hit me up and was like, I want some advice on what I should do with my YouTube channel. Can you tell me about YouTube and how it works and this, that, and the third? I didn't know her from a can of paint. She called me. I said, yeah, here's my number. She called me and stayed on the phone with me 3 hours. 3 hours I gave her consultation about YouTube, where I get my information, how you go about getting information. 3 hours. You know how much somebody would charge you for 3-hour consultation? This is before she really blew up. Because at one point she blew up. Now she, because of all the issues and the lawsuits and this, that, and the third, she fell back down to earth. But at one point she had blew up. She was one of the top Nicki Minaj blog pages. Then when Cardi B gave my daughter that shout out, she got mad and said, oh, I can't fuck with you no more because you like Cardi B. What about them? What about them 3 hours I spent on the phone with you, helping you out? Oh no, I can't mess with you. You like Cardi B. Wow. Okay. So I'll think of my new wireless joint. I don't have to have it plugged in. It's charged up. You know what I'm saying? I'm stepping my game up. So she kind of turned her back on me. Then look at Ashley Miracle. Now, I haven't heard or asked about Ashley Miracle in a long time, so I don't really know where she's at as far as her blogging. I blocked her. But Ashley Miracle used me and she used G from, in case you didn't know. Used to come in my live. That's when I used to do 3 lives a day. My lives used to be lit. I'd have 100 people, 150 people, 70 people, 80 people in my lives all the time. She used to come in all my lives and sit there, suck up all my information, all my old stories. She would suck up. Then she found out about the blog. She went over there, got a membership over there, got all the G's stories that she had in her archives. Next thing you know, she was coming to my live, and then somebody hit me up and said, yo, there's a YouTube page, and they camouflaging as psychic page, but I mean a tarot card page, but everything she says sounds like something that you just said the day before. And they were like, I think you should check this out. So for a long time, I was just like, nah, I don't care. But then they were like, nah, you need to check this out. This person is literally saying what you said, word for word, the other day. So I went and checked it out, and they were like, oh, they trying to act like they saw this in the tarot cards. So this turned out to be Ashley Miracle. So my girl from the chat room was telling me, yo, that's somebody in your chat. I don't know what their name is inside the chat room, but it is not Ashley Miracle. They said, I bet you she's on the blog. She went off. She told me when I had a conversation with her and said, yo, are you stealing my content and putting it on your YouTube channel? I said, because that's what somebody told me. She said, oh, let me go shut my YouTube channel down because I know you're going to put me on blast. What did my stupid ass say? No, I'm not. I let her eat. I was like, I ain't going to put you on blast. At first, she thought I was. She was like, yo, what if I send you a picture? What's up, Isaiah? What if I send you a picture? So Ashley Miracle that's never shown her face to anybody, I know what she look like. I'm probably one of the few people who know what she look like. She sent me her titties too. That's why when I seen her come on, I said, yeah, that's her. That's some big ass titties. Sent me a picture of her titties. If I really wanted to be nasty, I could have been put her on blast. I know what she looked like. I know what her titties look like. And even after she did me dirty, I still never did. So she pretty much took my little blueprint and blueprint from the blog, went, and she's done pretty good for herself with that blog. Got more subs than me. But she always told me, she said she's a Beyonce fan, but she's out here cosplaying as a Nicki Minaj fan because she told me Nicki Minaj fans is where the money is. She told me that out of her own mouth. Nicki Minaj fans is where the money is. And they easy to trick. All I got to do is tell them what they want to hear. This, God is my witness, is what she said out of her mouth. Oh, barbs are easy to fool. All you got to do is tell them what they want to hear. And talk nice about Nicki. But she was, deep down inside, she's a Beyonce fan. She used to talk shit about Nicki Minaj. But since she saw that's where the money was coming from, she was like, oh yeah, I love Nicki. I'm a Barb. It's not no real Barb. She's Beehive. But she is cosplaying as a Barb because she know that's where the money's at. Right? So, let me see something. As y'all can see here, Kanye Titter, a.k.a. Kanye West, showed up at court today. Y'all make sure y'all put a likes when you come in the room. Kanye West showed up at court today to support Sean Puffy Combs, right? Today they are interviewing or cross-examining an agent who's now flipped on Puffy again, Jonathan Perez. He's gotten immunity. He's pleading the fifth, and he's still running his mouth. I thought when you plead the fifth, you don't talk. I thought when you plead the fifth, you don't talk. This dude is pleading the fifth, and he's still talking. Let me tap in with Pam Esquire. Is on the Diddy shit.
Love bacon? This is your last chance. Get 50 pounds of free bacon with your NutriFarms order. But only until June 20th. Order now to keep your...
committing crimes, you know, and that was really the purpose of it, because before Cassie existed, some of these businesses existed already. So Greg said we got Dorinda and she wanted her water specific temperature. Oh yeah, they don't play about it, or they want a certain type of water.
So
you came with Fiji, I need Iceland.
Anyway, we talked about Drake. We have pretty much already covered what's going on with Diddy. They are still interviewing people. Like I said, the prosecution is probably going to rest their case next week early. Kanye stayed less than an hour, and then he went, and then he left. Just wanted to show Diddy he was supporting. At least he stayed for an hour. And Drake, get up out of Toronto, take all your money that you invested into Toronto, and leave, and tell him kick rocks. Because the way they did Drake dirty, by allowing Kendrick Lamar to come into that man's house and call him a PDF and say wop, 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 wop in the Rogers Center, and say A minor in the Rogers Center. Let me tell y'all something, man. If I'm Drake, I'm not messing with Toronto no more. This is how y'all repay me for putting y'all bitch asses on the map. I'm moving to Houston full time. They won't do me like that in Houston. They won't allow Kendrick Lamar to come to Houston and play me like that. And Houston ain't even his real hometown. Houston ain't even his real hometown.
This is sounding shadier and shadier. Cassie and her husband got their money for whatever reason. Anyone who does all Diddy is accused of could not pay me off. I will call cops and go. All right.
But anyway,
staff iPad had X'd video of Jane. Oop. Jonathan Perez testified that Diddy's videographer once found a video of Jane having X with another man on an iPad used by staff. Diddy could be seen in the background. Perez said, oh, so he actually was on some of the videos. I was thinking he wasn't on them at all. So I guess if he was on them, then it would affect him if they got out. Because people be looking like, why you watching this? Anyway. Why you watching your girl?
All right, y'all.
Like, and having intercourse with a whole nother man. Like, what? So if